After suffering a major reverse in their last match away to Wales, France were on the road again for this encounter in Edinburgh, and they rung the changes, 7 in total. Several top names out through injury, such as Fofana, Para, Dusautoir and Nianga, and Louis Picamole left out for showing dissent to the referee in Cardiff. Having won 14 of their previous 15 encounters with Scotland, the French were still hopeful that a win would keep them right in the title race. The Scots, with a final huddle in the dressing room before emerging, came into the game with a bounce in their stride after the last-gasp victory in Rome last time. Captain Kelly Brown was restored to the starting lineup, Geoff Cross and Dave Denton the other two changes, with Fusaro, Lowe and Wilson dropping to the bench. The home side hadn't beaten France since 2006, and it was the visitors who took the initiative from the off. Referee Chris Pollock penalised the Scottish scrum in the second minute, and it gave Maxime Machenaud the chance to chalk up France's first score of the game. The Racing Metro scrum half kicked accurately, and it was 3-0 to give Philippe Saint-André's side an early lead. France extended that lead to 6-0 in the 10th minute when Scott Lawson was penalised right in front of the posts. The hooker's over-enthusiasm getting the better of him. And Machenaud, who scored 15 points for his club last weekend, wasn't going to miss from there for a good start to the game for the visitors. 6-0, 10 minutes in. But Scotland got a break soon after that. The home side could thank fullback Stuart Hogg, who started and finished the move. The British and Irish line launched a high ball towards the French line, and when Yoann Huget and Brice Dulin failed to collect, the number 15 followed up and got the touchdown. The referee asked the TMO to confirm that Hogg had got downward pressure, and after a few views, it was ruled that the score was good and Scotland could celebrate a first home try of the season. Greig Laidlaw put the conversion between the posts to edge Scotland into a 7-6 lead. In the 16th minute, the French were back in front, courtesy of the boot of Machenaud, who'd made a confident start to the game. That left it 9-7 for the away side. Just past the midway point in the first half, the game swung back in Scotland's favour when they got in for a second try of the evening. Matt Scott passed to winger Tommy Seymour, and the man born in Tennessee was over for a tremendous try. A great moment for the Nashville dasher, although there could be questions asked about Alex Dunbar's block on Jules Plisson in the build-up to the score. Laidlaw added the 2 points, and Scott Johnson's side were 14-9 up at the half-time break. France may have a great head-to-head record against Scotland, but this was looking like a real test for Les Bleus. But 5 minutes into the second half came a major turning point. With the Scots inside the French 22, Duncan Weir, the hero of Rome, tried a speculative looping pass which was collected by Huget, the winger running 80 metres down the field to score a try that brought France right back into the game. Huget adding to the 2 tries he scored against England on the opening weekend of the championship. Before this, 4 of France's 6 tries this season originated in their own half, and this was another, and a real heartbreaker for the Scots. A huge moment for France though. Machenaud tagged on the conversion, and France were back in front 16 points to 14. After Laidlaw had missed a penalty opportunity, Weir took over the kicking duties in the 62nd minute. The out-half's kick was accurate, and Scotland were back in front 17-16 in a match that was seesawing one way and then the other. The big Murrayfield crowd were sensing that a second championship win in a row was a real possibility. 6.5 minutes from time, when the French scrum was penalised by the New Zealand referee, it gave Weir the chance to put 4 points between the sides. But this time the number 10's kick lacked direction and distance, and the opportunity was spurned. And the significance of this miss would be brought into full focus as France pressed for a winning score into the last couple of minutes. As the visitors got into drop goal territory, Tim Swinson was perhaps harshly penalised for not releasing in the tackle. And with Machenaud gone off, it was down to Jean-Marc Toussaint to try to put France back in front. The crowd were very unhappy with the decision to award the penalty. The pressure on the substitute was immense, but he held his nerve and put it between the sticks to leave a scoreline Scotland 17, France 19, with very little time for the Scots to respond. Having won at the death in Rome, it was a similar reverse for Scotland this time, conceding so close to the end. Time eventually running out for Scott Johnson's men, and France had nicked a win to keep their championship hopes alive. They take on Ireland in Paris in what promises to be a pivotal match next weekend. Scotland travel to Cardiff to face Wales, knowing that this was one they let slip away. Final score at Murrayfield, Scotland 17, France 19.